The needs of the geek outweigh the needs of the few, or the one. Geeks of the Week. Steph, I always enjoy our back and forth on Twitter, and I want to apologize to Luluko, Nikki, and Paro because we must have blown up your updates. But by the way, I am honored you let me be Kurt. Seriously, honored. Have fun at the Las Vegas Con. I know you will because you get to see Nikki. You guys are going to go dress as Supergirls, go watch the Man of Steel, and I totally wish I was there in my Superman shirt because that's the best cosplay I can do. Power, I hope you had a wonderful birthday, and that Stitch hoodie you had on was super cool. You need to go everywhere with it. Class, lunch with friends, everywhere. And I'm looking forward to your review on Epic. Luluco, I owe you ice cream. Your video made me laugh because of the wig, and because you did one without editing, it felt like I was at one of your panels, and you're a really good public speaker. I would totally go to all your panels. By the way, you don't have to watch the original Star Trek series to follow along in the movie, and I understand that the original series and even the premise of Star Trek is a required taste. It's not for everybody, but hopefully you'll watch the movie and you'll enjoy it. So feel free to spend 2 hours with Zachary Quinton because he is awesome. And Game of Thrones is not just about sex and death. It isn't. But don't watch it because it's a cruel, cruel show. More on that later. Nikki wanted me to say hello. Saying hello is too mainstream. No, but really, if I was at Fanime, I obviously would have said hello. And you're going to make a great Scotty because you've done our logo, our intro, other behind the scenes stuff. You are the technical expert that keeps this channel a running. And I am so happy you almost caught up to Arrested Development because I'm not exaggerating when I say it's one of the funniest shows of all time. So now you're going to understand the inside jokes me and Luluko are always going on and on about. Next is something I'm calling Game of Thrones Ruined My Life. I will not be reviewing anything. There will be no spoilers. All it is my reactions to the last episode of Game of Thrones, The Red Wedding. As Steph mentioned, Game of Thrones happened, and it left me devastated. It's a special kind of sadness. Try to imagine the most fucked up things in life. So, like, puppies getting cancer, or if a film ended at the saddest point in a Disney movie. So like in Toy Story 3, when Woody and the gang are at the junkyard, instead of getting saved, they get incinerated. And all these things would be infinitely less depressing than the last episode of Game of Thrones. So, yeah, I guess you should watch the series if you wanted to ruin your life. Because I don't want this video to be completely depressing, here's some cool random stuff that might cheer you up. Of course, all the links will be provided below. Next week, Man of Steel is released. And on Wednesday, June 12th, DC, along with Sears, is declaring it Superman Day. Some comic shops are going to be giving away All-Star Superman issue 1 for free, and that is the day Scott Snyder's Superman Unchained is released. On top of that, they recently put Superman on the DC logo to celebrate his 75th birthday. Needless to say, I'm excited by all these things. As Nikki mentioned, the new HillyWood video is out, and their parodies are always so much fun to watch. Here's a cool fact. The costumes worn by R and Julie are the actual ones from the movie Warm Bodies. So you should go watch the video. It'll cheer you up because nothing makes me happier than choreographed dancing. And I bet you didn't know that about me. You learned a little something new. And finally, this week saw the return of ComicAlliance. I mentioned this a while back that AOL was shutting it down, but another website bought them and now they're back, and I'm very happy. They always have these great geeky articles, and you guys need to check out their website. As it is the first of the month, as always, here are my top 5 comics for the month of May. Starting with number 5, Ultimate Spider-Man issue 23. And it's been a year since Miles Morales decided to stop being Spider-Man, but as every other superhero before him, he's finding it's not easy as he's becoming tempted again. This comic is great. Point, period, end of sentence. You should be reading this. If you're not into the alternate universe, don't worry. It's easy to understand and follow. Miles Morales is a fresh young face, and you should get on board now so you can say you were there from the beginning. Great series. And number 4, let's talk about sex, baby. And I promise never to sing again. I don't know what that was. I apologize. The story takes place in Saturn City, where Simon Cook, a retired superhero by the name of the Saint, is adjusting to his regular life as the CEO of his company and avoid temptation to go back to his hero ways. Cook is basically a less broody Batman, and it's very R-rated. There are sex scenes, but I don't find them gratuitous yet. It's a well-structured story, and I'm curious to see more, and it's my fourth pick. And number 3, Daredevil issue 26. And in this issue, we find out who's been torturing Matt Murdock for the past 2 years. When this comic first came out, it was the best Marvel book, the best superhero book out there. When they lost a regular artist, it stumbled for a little bit, but always remained excellent and top-notch. Wade has been crafting this story, and the big payoff is here. I definitely recommend the trade if you want a great Daredevil action-oriented story. And number 2, Five Weapons issue 4. And this comic is about an assassin school that specializes in 5 categories of weapons: staves, knives, exotic weapons, guns, and archery. The whole school gets turned upside down when it is believed a new student from a prominent family is enrolling, but in reality, he's just a servant's son. His name is Tyler. Tyler's weapon is his mind. He's basically a Sherlock Holmes type character where he observes everything. It's a very cool and interesting concept. It's a lot of fun to see Tyler outsmart everybody and how he gets out of these fights without using the weapon. It's definitely a comic worth checking out, and it's my second pick. And finally, on number 1, Chew issue 34. And in this issue, Tony Chew has to sit down with a vampire that's been collecting those with food abilities, while Agent Kobe and Savoy are dealing with a senator. Every time I read Chew, I am guaranteed a good time. The artwork is going to make me laugh. My appetite will never be the same again. In fact, this series has made me look at food completely different forever. This is a great comic, always comes with my highest recommendation, and is my top pick for the month of May. What's that? You want comic reviews from the best comic reviewer in the world? Well, check out my non-YouTube page, where this week I review All New X-Men issue 12, Green Arrow issue 21, Avengers Arena issue 10, and 10 Grand issue 2. I'll provide a link below to where you can find it. That's it for me. Remember to subscribe to us, like us on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, check out the other geeks, because I promise you they are way more cooler than I am. I'll see you all next week, and stay geeky.